rock, he says he thinks that Van Halen with Eddie and Dave and Alex, the version after him, were really trying to bury the Van Hagar era. He says it seems that since Van Halen did the David Lee Roth reunion, that they tried to really bury the Van Hagar era. Hagar said to Ultimate Classic Rock, they really wouldn't remaster it. They wouldn't allow it to be in movies. They wouldn't allow it to be licensed for video games or commercials. They pushed everything from the Roth era because they were doing that reunion. He says it's too bad because it's such great material, all #1 albums, and we sold 50 million records. Yeah,
that new Sammy Hagar math. But you know what? I have no sympathy for him because he did the same thing with the Dave era. So
yeah, good point. Good point.
What goes around comes around.
Yeah.
And karma is a you-know-what.
That's right. That's right. So it's interesting that he said that. And two of them on the anniversary of Eddie's passing, which we just went past. It's really too bad that, these guys, they really never reconnected. But what are you going to do? But, Mike had make mention of Ed, and then also Sam, of course, on the Van Hagar Other Half Instagram. He says, I can't believe it's been a year. The man is gone and the music goes on, said Sam. Carrying the music forward is more important than ever to us. The music will live on forever, so staying productive, creative, and busy seems to be the answer. Mike said, we have added more Van Halen material to our set list. We need to keep this music alive for ourselves and the fans. It's so great and timeless. We look forward to getting out there and celebrating with all of you. So, very, very interesting, Dave. But you know what's even more interesting? The most crazy, this might have even blew me away, just under David Lee Roth retiring. A picture came out of Don Landy, Van Halen's old engineer, with Alex Van Halen during a recent visit to the DNA mastering studio in Hollywood. That's all the information we have, but I want to let Van Halen fans know that is an unbelievable sign, because if Don Landy came out of the cave he was living in Middle-earth to meet Alex Van Halen in the DNA mastering studio in Hollywood, I think that's a sign that shit's going down in terms of revamping some tapes or doing something. What do you think, Dave?
Well, I hope you're right. That would be very encouraging if that was the case. So nobody was expecting Al to do anything with the music for a while, and we still don't know. I don't know if those two guys are just there for something else, but hopefully it's to go into the vaults and release some stuff. Would love that.
Will Don Landy and Alex Van Halen, Dave, go into the VH vault?
I hope they do.
I hope they do. So now Wolf Van Halen from Mammoth WVH, he's been saucy again, Dave. He's all over the internet, and people are still asking him stupid fucking questions. This guy is never going to talk to another Van Halen fan again, I'm sure.
No, he will. Hey, Dave, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. He takes the bait every time.
It's unbelievable. It's almost like people are just looking to hook him.
Sure, that's exactly what's happening.
One guy goes on there and goes, hey, Wolf, please partner with Gary Cherone to finish producing the unreleased songs they recorded for the follow-up album to Van Halen 3. And Wolf ripped this guy a new one. He says, for fuck's sake, dude. Yeah, that's a great idea. I should go finish an album I had nothing to do with instead of continuing to work on my own stuff. I love when people decide what I should be doing with my life. It's awesome. He also did a nice tweet to Dave, though. When Dave announced his retirement, Wolf said, hell of a run, Dave. Thankful and proud to be a small part of your amazing journey. And he put a really nice photo of the two of them. I always thought these two got along well, what's really nice. You know what I mean? That was very cool of him. More nasty comments. Wolf finished up his tour with Guns N' Roses, and he was invited on stage to play Paradise City with them, which is really, really cool. And here's a clip.
Hey, let's bring out our friend Wolfie. We're talking legacy.
And it's so funny because people started giving him shit. He says, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have even done Panama if GNR asked you. And he says, LOL, if they wanted to play Panama, I absolutely would. I just don't plan on playing any Van Halen during a Mammoth set. So he kept going on and on and on. But he did open up a line. Sometimes he'll do this on Twitter. He'll go on there and say, all right, guys, I'm going to answer some questions, which is rare for him. And people ask some cool questions. They said, what bands would he like to tour with? And he said AC/DC and the Foo Fighters would be a dream for him. And they said, can you see yourself playing into your 70s like some of these bands are doing it now? And he says, music gives my life meaning, makes me happy, and it makes me feel closer to my father now that he's not here anymore. It's all I want to do with my life. And he says, do you cook with your mom? And he says, no, I prefer to make sarcastic jokes beside her while she does.
That I'll believe.
Yeah. He also said, when they asked him, like, which guitarists, like, kind of the shreddy guys, which ones he likes. And he says he likes Paul Gilbert from Mr. Big, which is interesting. They said if he wasn't doing music, what would he do? Or if he went to college, what would he study? And he said most likely music or something acting related, which is interesting because his mother's an actress. And then he also said which is his instruments does he record first. And then he said he first records the drums, then the bass, then the guitar, and the vocals last. And they asked him what his rig was on A Different Kind of Truth. He says the same rig he's touring with, which is an Ampeg amp and a 5153. So when I asked him, now that you've performed distance several times, has it gotten easier as time has gone on? He says, it's the hardest part of each show, and it hasn't gotten any easier. They asked him if he ever gets tired of traveling. He says, nah, it's part of the job. As long as I've got my music to listen to and a game system, I'm chill. They asked him what his favorite bass line is. He said Mr. Otso to the song Cut Dick. People asked him what kind of drums he uses. He says he uses a Gretsch drum kit. They asked him if he'll ever play with Tremonti again. He said probably not. His favorite bass players are Justin Chancellor and Les Claypool. He said his first instrument was the drums, which he started at 9 years old. And also they asked him what are his teams. In terms of hockey, he loves the Kings. In terms of football, he loves the Saints. And in terms of asking him about how his writing works, he says, usually the melody comes first for me, and I find it easier to write lyrics with a melody in mind than trying to shove lyrics into a song without a comfortable flow or meter. He also asked him what albums he's been listening to. And on this tour, he says, I've been listening to a lot of Fair to Midland, and also he got the new Spirit Box album. He also said he would like to do some acoustic versions of his songs that he has out now. They asked him if he would ever do an album of covers, and he says not really. It's not something he's interested in. Someone asked him what his middle name is, and his middle name is William. He says no matter what show he does, he's always nervous, and it gets easier as the tour goes. Now, someone asked him if he's close with Eric and Malcolm, which are Alex's sons, and his answer, Dave? No answer. He skipped the question. Interesting. Not that we know what's going on, but interesting. So in order to protect his voice, he says he doesn't yell. His favorite Jimmy Eat World song is the song 23. And when they asked him, even though he has a band, is he still going to plan to record all the instruments on the next record? His answer was a resounding yes. Another resounding yes was he says he's going to make more music videos for the songs on his album. And when they asked him if he prefers vinyl, CD, or DAT, he says he prefers vinyl. So very interesting from Mr. Wolf. Now, someone also asked him this. This is kind of weird. Your father put his heart and soul in research and design of the EVH Wolfgang guitar line, and that's why he always played one on stage to show us how much he believes in it. You, on the other hand, refused to play one. And Wolf snapped at the guy and said, the fuck are you talking about? I play a Wolfgang on and off stage all the time. I'm also running the brand with Matt Bruck. It's what my father wanted. Why are you so dumb? So, but I have to say, a bunch of pictures, and I saw him in concert. He was playing a Gibson, so maybe he switches on and off. Who the fuck knows? Now, they also asked him, this was another nasty thing, Dave, you get a kick out of this. He says, you know what? Dhani Harrison played at his father's tribute, which is George Harrison, concert, to show his love and respect for him. If you can at least play at least the last 5 shows with Dave and your Uncle Alex, none of what you're posting means a damn thing. Oh, my God. So then he really got on him, and he goes, ha, 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 you heard it here first, folks. I don't love my dad. I was unaware this dude has been around to analyze my relationship with my father my entire life. The internet was a fucking mistake. Oh my God. And then Mitch Malloy, Dave, our buddy Mitch, he chimes in and says, unbelievable. The more famous you are, the crazier they get, so it seems. Your relationship with your dad is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Pete and I, meaning Pete motherfucking Thorne, and I were just talking about it the other day. I'm so happy that you are so grounded. Don't let these morons shake you. Oh my God. So then someone asked him, might it be worth doing one concert with both Dave and Sam to run through a Van Halen greatest hits just to never have to hear these people again? It seems it would bring closure for them and forever endear you to their hearts. This is what Wolf said. I have no idea why you people think this is my problem to fix. If I have to come to terms with not having a dad, these people can come to terms with not seeing a band live again.
Can't really argue with that.
I know. One guy asked him, why after all your resistance against Van Halen fans did you decide to add WVH to your band's name? And then he goes, last time I checked, it was my fucking name. So, as we all know, a year ago, Eddie had passed earlier this month, and Wolf made a statement about his father, and he says here is a very sad picture of the two of them. 1 year, he says, you fought so hard for so long, but you were still taken away. It's just so unfair. I'm not okay. I don't think I'll ever be okay. There's so much I wish I could show you. So many things I wish I could share with you. I wish I could laugh with you again. I wish I could hug you again. I miss you so much it hurts. I'm trying to do my best here without you, but it's really fucking hard. I hope you're still proud. I love you with all my heart, Pop. Watch over me. So that was fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And that was really hard. And Vernon Reed, Dave, Vernon, your old buddy from Villanova, the lead guitarist from Living Colour, said Edward Van Halen was not beloved by millions because he was the best guitarist. Edward Van Halen was beloved because he embodied the pure joy of living through playing the guitar. He had fun. There are a lot of great guitarists. I have never seen anyone happier doing it, and neither have you. So that was a strong statement. This Wolf stuff, Dave, you know, I tell you, he says he has fun doing it, but it really makes me wonder, because I worry about the guy. I mean, does he sound like he's really upset, or do you think he really is having fun? What do you think?
I do. I think this is how he gets his kicks.
He gets his kicks, huh?
Okay. He gets his kicks, and I don't know, maybe it keeps him sane. So, what can I tell you? More power to him.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Hey guys, just a quick note here about Wolfie. Wolf sprained his ankle coming off his tour bus and is now wearing a walking boot. However, the trooper that he is, he's going to continue on with his tour. This is not the only incident that happened in the Mammoth WVH camp. Guitarist Frank Sidoris unfortunately got into a serious car accident with his wife in Los Angeles and is also injured, and the band is going on as a four-piece. We all wish them luck going forward.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Eddie Van Halen was commemorated with a plaque in Pasadena. Randa Schamafeld and Julie Kamara, they have been working on this. They got a commemorative plaque honoring the legacy of Eddie Van Halen. The plaque is a result of a long campaign launched by Pasadena for Van Halen organizers Ramanda Schamafeld and Julie Kamara. It's been installed outside the Civic Auditorium, and Pasadena's mayor, Victor Gordo, was there for the ceremony. He said it's not just the history of Eddie as a guitar legend, but he also faced challenges growing up mixed race in Pasadena, which always spoke to me. The plaque itself said the Van Halen family immigrated from Netherlands to Pasadena in 1962. Alex and Eddie Van Halen attended schools in Pasadena and began playing music together with Eddie on guitar and Alex on drums. Years later, the brothers formed the band Van Halen, along with bassist Michael Anthony and vocalist David Lee Roth. Between 1975 and 1978, Van Halen performed 14 concerts at the Pasadena Civic Auditorium and Conference Center. Regarded as one of the most successful bands of all time, Van Halen will forever be remembered for reinventing rock and roll and their connection to Pasadena. And they raised money now, these two ladies, over $7,000 with this GoFundMe page. They're trying to raise money to do a mural at Pasadena High School in honor of the Van Halen brothers. So if you want to visit Pasadena for Van Halen's Facebook page, you can keep up with it. So what do you you make of that, Dave? He's honored in his own town there.
Yeah, no, that's great. And hats off to the group who are dedicated to this, getting that plaque up. Now they want a mural painted at the high school. I mean, I think that's great that there's some people dedicated to keeping the band's legacy alive.
Absolutely. Michael Anthony had said he went back on the Jeremy White podcast and he revealed that he would have loved to perform with David Lee Roth had they come up with an offer for